Now, web videos are little promotional or informative videos on companies' websites, I suppose just like this one really, and I wanted to give them their own little section on this website purely because in my recent experience, the unprecedented, tangible success that companies that we're working with are actually getting out of putting videos on the web. Alright, okay then, so I suppose it's story time. Now, there was once a multi-billionaire. He was very, very famous for giving lots of money to charity and for wearing rather naff glasses, but he became a billionaire by running a very, very successful software company. Now, one day he was about to release a new piece of software, and his company had spent more money on creating this software than NASA would spend on sending 5 shuttles into space. So it had to go kind of well. So he was sitting around with all of his top marketing executives and stuff like that. And they were all talking up web video. They were saying, you know, this is a really increasing phenomenon and there's a lot of success attached to it. A lot of businesses and some of our competitors have done quite well out of putting video on the web. The billionaire, however, he was not at all convinced. It, and quite understandably, sounded a bit like marketing fluff to him. So as you do, he commissioned a $50 million investigation paying for the world's top psychologists, independent market researchers, analysts, and paying hundreds of web surfers dosh in exchange for letting them view their web and purchasing habits. Just loads and loads of people involved in this huge campaign. He paid small and medium businesses so he could find out the results of them using video and everything else. All done just to see whether or not video on the web, you know, these little web videos, whether they're actually worth it or whether they're just a complete waste of time and yet another marketing fad. His results are very, very interesting indeed. All right, I'll ask you a quick question. How often do you go online before making like a buying decision to do some research about something? I mean, statistically, the vast majority of us do, whether it's a new holiday, a new house, a new car, a new kettle, a new solicitor, or whatever. More and more of our buying decisions are actually made online. We go online to find out about stuff before making a purchase, basically. Now, most of us probably know that by now. I mean, that information's been around for a long time, and we appreciate that it's growing and growing and growing. That's exactly why we've all got websites. Doesn't tell us a damn thing about web video though, but this information does. Statistically, websites with video promoting their particular products and services are 4 times more likely, on average, to actually make a sale than companies that don't use video to promote those products and services. Not only that, websites like Yahoo, and Google, you know, the search engines that have really bought into video recently at the moment. I don't know if you've sort of noticed that in the newspapers, things like YouTube being bought by Google and everything. These people will now increasingly more and more push your website up the search engine rankings if your website has got video on it. You see, because they want to serve the people searching who are, you know, online, sort of typing in their computers, searching for good content. Video is good content, so as you'll see more and more in the future, your website will be pushed up the search engine rankings, literally because these search engines will think that your site is more important than your competitors. Put it bluntly, web video does make you more important. You might have heard this statistic before. The depressing news is that when somebody does eventually find your website, there is, on average, only a 2% chance that the surfer will stop surfing around and decide, right, okay, I'll use that company, I'll go with that company. I mean, we don't usually, do we? We'll go onto one of the search engines, do a search for, I don't know, plumbers in your local area or something like that. Find the first one that comes along and then click on the back button and continue searching, and we'll find a range of different people, and, you know, because we want to just see what's out there and what options we have. I mean, we all kind of do that. Now get this is incredible. If you've got video on your site, again, promoting the particular product or service that you provide, instead of it only being a 2% chance that they will stay on your website, that increases to a 35% chance that the surfer will stop surfing around and decide that your company is the company to do business with. And because of this, it's no surprise that conversion rates, or sales rates if you will, have frequently in the statistics shown to increase from around about an average of 10% up to and including 70% or more. And a lot of our clients are finding this out already. So why use web video? Well, we've established that it can increase your brand awareness. It can make you seem a lot bigger, of an all-round better quality, and maybe even more reliable than your competition. If you want to put a video on there promoting how to use your particular product or service, it can cut down on the technical support costs and the printed media costs and the like. And as we've already established, web video is seriously being shown to increase companies' sales. Nearly half of all companies that actually have a radio campaign in the United States are supporting that radio campaign with online video content on their website. Why? Because the conversion rates are increasing so high when they do. This is not just a marketing fad. The verdict is in. This is a real phenomenon. And that's why the business world, and yes indeed that multi-billionaire included, are all putting a lot of time and effort into producing video on the web. Seriously, don't be the one that gets left behind on this. It doesn't cost a lot of money and it's very, very effective. If you want, click on the button below and have a chat about web videos with the Gold Pictures production team.